Wow, what a Thursday night! Not only for college football and the Xbox Bowl, the newest bowl name out there this year, and also the Thursday night NFL game. Probably one of the best nights of football this year. We're going to be talking about those two games and a whole lot more. Well, rather two more games. I'm just kidding, it's three. And for bowl season, yes, I had a horrible Wednesday in bowl season where both of the teams that I picked lost, but at least I'm back on the winning side for now. Yeah, but I'm about to be 5-3. Memphis is losing to NC State right now, 31-7. But anyways, let's get straight to it. You didn't come to this video to hear me blabber. Welcome back to Greasy Talks Football, ladies and gentlemen. We got bowl games, 3 of them, actually 4 of them, from Tuesday to Thursday. And then we also going to be added to the Thursday night NFL game. As always, if you are enjoying this series so far, make sure you give this a bit that thumbs up. Also, hit the red subscribe button, hit the notification bell, so you don't miss a single one of my videos. It helps the channel a lot. This is the Grizz, and without further delay, let's get straight to it. In the Salute to Veterans Bowl, a little bit of an underwhelming offensive game where Jacksonville State, the runner-ups of the Conference USA, defeated the Sunbelt runner-ups Troy 17-13. It was an absolute struggle game for the Trojans of Troy. No offensive touchdowns. But that doesn't mean they didn't score a touchdown because Louis Medina recovered a fumble for a touchdown that was the only one of the game. Scott Taylor Renfro, Troy's kicker, was 2 of 3. Got this most points by any player in this game for Troy. Not a great offensive showing either for Jacksonville State. Getting touchdown pass from Caden Creel, and Andrew Paul was the one who got a rushing touchdown. It was pretty underwhelming for both sides on offense. DeAndre Johnson led receiving with 100 yards on 6 catches, and the touchdown went to Brock Rechsteiner. 2 sacks and 2 picks on Kilcrease, where Tyron Taylor and Ian Mitchell getting interceptions. Troy put in less times than Jacksonville State, but that's because they threw 2 interceptions. Those 2 turnovers were basically what gave Jacksonville State the win. The better defense won this one. This was the first of the 2 losses on Wednesday for me because I think I was 3-0 heading into this. And unfortunately, yes, I did lose. This was the first one. Old Dominion defeated South Florida for their first 10-win season, I believe, ever, 24-10, at least at the FBS level. Both teams had a pretty good year for their standards, even though South Florida probably would have wanted to do a little bit more. But still, this was honestly not as bad as the other game offensively. No touchdowns for Quinn Henicle, but 2 touchdown runs for him, along with Traquan Jones getting the other touchdown. The running game was expressive for Old Dominion. Jeremy Matt with 10 tackles and a sack, and there were 4 interceptions in this game, 2 of them coming from Jerome Carter. Oh yeah, and they also had a 4-sack day, so wow. That was a pretty impressive defensive performance by Old Dominion. 3 quarterbacks for South Florida and 4 interceptions between the 4. Gaston Moore threw the only touchdown pass of the game. And Byron Brown opted out. I assumed that he was going to stay, and I was not aware of that. Byron Brown was going to opt out. That's why I paid South Florida. The Bulls did have a 100-yard receiver in Christian Neptune. The only touchdown of pass of the game for South Florida went to Jeremiah Koger. Defense didn't do so bad for the Bulls, 4 sacks, but unfortunately the offensive struggles definitely plagued this team. Once again, the better defense won. A little bit more of a little shocker for me because that last bowl was the Cure Bowl, but at this one, the 68 Ventures Bowl, Delaware gets their statement win in a bowl against Louisiana Raging Cajuns 20-13. Their first season, they go 6-6 and they actually win a bowl game. That's pretty nuts. Lunch Whitfield was actually the quarterback for Louisiana, and he wasn't terrible. 231 yards passing, touchdown, interception, 21-36. Run game was decent. The 1 touchdown pass went to Shelton Sampson. 2-sack game for the Cajuns defense, and unfortunately, it was a pretty underwhelming night for them. I hope I'm saying this right. Nick Minicucci, the quarterback for Delaware, was 19-30 for 176 and a touchdown. That throw went to Sean Wilson. And rushing touchdown for Jonathan Silver, 14 carries and 116 yards. Oh wait, it's Jonathan Silver, sorry. Yeah, I think it's Jonathan, not Jonathan. It spelled like that, but it's actually Jonathan. Interception for Delaware's defense. Nate Evans picked off the only pass of the game, and 2 sacks for the defense. Once again, the better defense won. And how about Nate Reed and Tony Stemmer getting 2 field goals? And this was by far the most explosive college game so far of the week. Arkansas State wins a close one against Missouri State. They hold off the rally by the Bears 34-28. Arkansas State's defense did its job through the first 3 quarters, only holding to 7 points, while the Red Wolves scored 31. But Missouri State had a late surge, and unfortunately for them, just wasn't enough. I can't believe I picked this Missouri State team to be the worst team in Conference USA, and boy was I wrong. What a performance by Missouri State quarterback Jacob Clark. 350 yards, 25 of 35, 4 touchdowns. Threw 2 of those touchdowns to Dash Luke. What a name. Ramon Green got a touchdown, so did Jamaria Robinson. By the way, Dash Luke, 7 catches, 169 yards along with those 2 scores. And for the other side, Jalen Rayner of Arkansas State. I saw Mr. Hurricanes Arkansas State dynasty, so I was a little interested in what they were doing. Devin Spencer ran for the only rushing touchdown of the game. Jalen Rayner, 3 touchdown passes, 17 of 31 for 288. Corey Rucker, the best Sunbelt receiver ever from what I've heard. 6 catches, a $166 and a touchdown. The other 2 touchdowns went to Chauncey Cobb and Jalen Bonelli. Is that 8 sacks for that whole defense? 2 from Hendricks, 1.5 from Sigler, 1.5 from Ethan Hassler. Man, they got to the Missouri State quarterback quick. That defense ended up giving them a lead where they eventually didn't give up even though it got diminished. Good effort, Missouri State, but the better offense and defense won this one. That wasn't the only impressive game from that Thursday, because this game was pure cinema, easily the best Thursday night football game probably ever in the Amazon Prime era. Seattle beat the Rams in overtime 38-37, maybe or maybe not controversially. There was like a 2-point conversion play to tie the game up where they blew the whistle dead. It looked like it was incomplete, but there was a fumble, and it was recovered by Seattle, so they gave them the 2 points. Do let me know in the comments if that play should have stood, or they probably should have either redone it, or they should have just said it was blown dead. It should have been the stance's call. I personally think they should have just redone that 2-point conversion for all the confusion. That would have been the better way to solve this whole fiasco. I think I mentioned this once, I think in one of my prediction videos, but I'll say it again. Matt Stafford is the best quarterback in the NFL right now. 29 of 49, 450 yards and 3 touchdown passes. Whoa! Rushing game got 124 yards. Blake Corum scored the only rushing touchdown of the game. And Puka Nacua went sicko mode. Probably the number 2 receiver in the NFL right now. 12 catches, 225 yards and 2 touchdowns. For those of you who played against Puka Nacua, I am so sorry. And for those of you who played Puka Nacua this year, or played him on your fantasy team, great job. You got a ton of fantasy points from him. And the other touchdown went to Terrence Ferguson. Did I also mention that Puka Nacua had the most receiving yards per game in NFL history? With that 225 performance, we know that's going to go way up. 3 turnovers forced by the Rams defense. Interceptions by Kobe Turner, who had a 1.5 sack game as well. And also Josh Wallace. Haven't heard his name in all this season until now. And also Cam Curl forced a fumble that was then recovered by Kobe Durant. And unfortunately, it just wasn't enough. By the way, shout out to Harrison Mevis, the thicker kicker. 3 of 4 field goals. If only he made that final field goal, the Rams would have won this game in regulation. How about the turnaround Sam Darnold had? 22 of 34. I think he started the game with like 2 picks or something like that. And then he threw 2 touchdowns. 270 yards. Double-headed monster running back Walker and Charbonnet did their job. 20 carries for 130 total yards and 2 touchdowns. 2 touchdown passes went to, of course, JSN, who is the number 1 receiver in the NFL as of right now. Yes, I'm still staying with Jesse with the Jigba. 8 catches, 96 yards, and a score, even though I do believe Puka Nacua deserves some credit. And A.J. Barner caught the other touchdown. I think he may have also caught the 2-point conversion to tie the game. The controversial one. Nicky Memori was a beast with 11 total tackles. Yeah, he did leave the game, though. Oh, and who could forget Rashid Shaheed getting a punt return touchdown as well to lead that comeback. Seattle was down 16 in the 4th quarter, and they actually broke a 172 game losing streak of being down 15 plus points in the 4th quarter. That streak was broken last night. It was a long time coming, Seattle. And now you take the throne of the number 1 seed in the NFC. In the NFC West. Alright, Rams, I still think you're the best team in football. It was just not your night. That'll do it for this episode of Crazy Talks Football. If you enjoyed, make sure you give this a bit that thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single one of my videos. This is the Grizzly signing off for now, and until next time, I'll see you guys later. Peace, love, keep the Grizzly vibes with you at all times. Take care.